And on shouting out the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
The Ministry of Wrestling podcast. Do you know what I think about the Ministry of Wrestling podcast? It's my favorite podcast that I'm yet to listen to. Right now, I will listen to it. That's the deal, right? So right now, if you're looking at my bald head and you're not listening to the Ministry of Wrestling podcast, I'm ashamed of you. I'm disappointed in you. You've made me sad. And the only way you can sort this out is by listening to
the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
Do it now and subscribe. And do other things with the thing.
All right, thank you. All right, Big Tone once again in the zone. And we've got another reaction / review, if you will. This time we're reviewing NXT's New Year Evil. Leon, what did you think of the show?
Yeah, man. Well, I didn't expect the main event to be called off last minute. And the funny thing is I don't know if it's kayfabe or if it's accurate. But apparently, Ilya was injured and not cleared to compete to defend the NXT Championship against Trick Williams, the Iron Survivor. So instead, he ended up having a match with Grayson Waller after Carmelo enticed him into defending his NXT title shot against Ilya Dragunov versus Grayson Waller, which made things rather interesting. But yeah, it was an okay show, I would say. It wasn't like shocking, but there were still some interesting points on New Year's Eve, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. The whole main point of the show with Ilya being injured sort of robbed us of the banger match we've been waiting for. But then, like, it makes me think, are they saving that match? Have things changed? Is it a thing where we're saving that match because we actually do want to make Trick Williams the NXT champion now? And I feel like that would be a great shout. No disrespect to Ilya, but the biggest match on NXT at the moment is Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. And this is what we're building to. This is the story we're telling. Yeah. And like we come to WrestleMania weekend, Stand and Deliver. I think that's the match that we want to see on the card. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. So are we delaying Williams' big win, perhaps? Or is Ilya like definitely injured? We'll see. But as for that match with Grayson Waller, I think NXT has become very much more interesting now that you have people from the main roster pop up on the show as well. Yeah, because it gives that little nudge, yeah, that you want to push people to actually watch it, because it's harder for fans that are, say, more casual to tune in and to watch something where they don't know any faces. Yeah. But if you see someone as like, recognizable as even Carlito walking down the aisle, yeah, you're gonna actually, you might be inclined to stay and watch a few things.
Yeah. And then obviously they had a breakout tournament final as well. So that was obviously interesting to watch. And I would say with the Obafemi who won the final versus the was it Osborne? I can't remember his name, something Osborne from the Chase U Academy. This is one to watch, I would say. This is a big dude, and I think he's got a lot of potential, but it's just how they utilize him, really. But with the guidance of Triple H and Shawn Michaels, who knows? I just hope we don't get another. I just hope we don't get another Omos. Personally.
Well, or another Babatunde, another like what was the guy who was coming for ages? Fear.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of these big guys, isn't it? Yeah. What was General Aziz called? What was his name on the main roster?
Who?
Yeah. Apollo's bodyguard.
Oh yeah, General something, yeah.
General Aziz, yeah, on the main roster, but I can't remember what his name was before that. But anyway, all of these guys have been big guys that NXT has built up. They've had showings on NXT, and then they just disappeared into the never, into the night, never to be seen again, and eventually released. Hopefully, that's not the case for this young man. What was his name again?
Obafemi.
Oprah. Yeah,
Yeah.
do something with this guy. Like,
He's
don't
something.
try and push him to the moon too far, too fast. Let's just see him kicking ass every week, innit?
Yeah, I mean
Nice and slowly.
they could take him down the same avenue they took Brock Lesnar, yeah, where you're like, who is this guy? And he's just a beast. Within a year, Brock Lesnar became the youngest WWE champion, right? So beating The Rock, might we add. So, Obafemi could have that same path, and have that same build up, see where he is after a year, and he I could see him carrying gold.
Well,
And I'm
Obi,
talking like heavyweight title type of gold, He's definitely very promising.
Obi, I just my one hope for you before we go shooting for the stars is that you stay your ass out of catering, and we see you every week whipping some ass. Congratulations,
Yep.
yeah, for being the breakout tournament winner, and I hope this is big things for you, as Leon says. Yeah. Um, what else happened on the show? Yeah, we got Tiffany Stratton taking on Kiana. What's second name?
With
Leondi.
what's her name? She was with, oh goodness. Her name just popped out my head as well. Oh Jesus.
Isn't it Kiana like lady or like laddie or something like that?
No, Kiana James is that the boss looking type one, I
Oh
think.
yeah, yeah.
Um oh my days. What was her name? Oh, can't remember her name, Henley Fallon?
Yeah, you're right.
Fallon Henley?
Fallon Hendy.
Yeah.
Apologies. This is the thing about NXT, innit? Yeah, like sometimes you're just sitting there, you're watching these people, and you haven't really just absorbed what their name is. Yeah. But yeah, like a big win for Mrs. Henley as she actually scored the win over what I happen to think is the future of WWE, Tiffany Stratton. Like Tiffany is just so good, man. Like she is, as like what Michael Cole loves to say about Randy Orton. Oh, if you take a superstar from the and build him from the ground up, yeah, you'll get Randy Orton. I feel if you take a female superstar builder from the ground up, you'll get Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, she's
Definitely.
got the Barbie looks. She can talk. She can speak, and most importantly, she can go. She's amazing
Oh
in the
yeah.
ring.
She can go. She's definitely has the athletic prowess. Like, she is um she could literally be like the next Trish Stratus, like a legend, someone like Trish Stratus, a legend. She can definitely carry her own, easily capable of becoming the face of the division.
Mhm.
And I think there's nothing but big things for Tiffany Stratton. And I'm hearing that, she could possibly get a call up to one of the flagship shows very soon, possibly making her debut in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
So
that's a good shout.
if that's the case, then yeah, I see nothing but bigger things for Tiffany Stratton. I
Yeah,
don't
like
see her being, and I think the servant thing um,
yeah,
of
that's
Fallon
gonna be funny.
Henley is going to obviously push her over the edge, where she's just, what I'm saying,
I
yeah,
feel that that's a nice little call back to the whole Cameron Grimes LA Knight feud.
yeah, definitely, um, and yeah, obviously, usually in those situations where they lose the match, you see them on one of the flagship shows. I think she's done everything she's needed to do in NXT now. Um, I don't really see any other type of rivalries in NXT for her that would live up to. She's been there and she's done that. She became NXT champion as well.
Main event to the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I just see her capable of playing with the big girls now. I can see her, you know, keeping up with the likes of Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch, even Nia Jax, anyone.
We see
So
we look up and down on that roster, yeah, and we talk about the women that are purely like ready, they're packaged and ready to go. Tiffany is top of the list. Yeah, she's a superstar. She's ready. She can jump into any feud tomorrow. Just don't waste her when she's on the main roster. I don't want to be like looking and thinking, where is she? Yeah.
yeah,
So utilize her. I would imagine that they'll probably hang around till after WrestleMania before they like shove her on Raw or SmackDown. I reckon she'll be one of the big debuts. Yeah, and I look forward to it. Speaking of the women's roster, though, I love NXT's women's locker room, man. It is so funny, it's so entertaining, and I
always
wish
something
other
new.
companies just take a good look at what they do with the women on NXT. They make them interesting. They all hate each other.
Yep,
They're either friends or they hate each other, and they have the
yep.
backstage vignettes and skits and everything. They're involved in the show. It makes it
That's what I'm saying.
interesting, like
Every time it
especially
goes to
when you get like parts in it, yeah, where Gigi and Cora Jade just
yeah, yeah,
beefing,
yeah.
beefing in the locker room for no reason. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
This is it. This is it. This is like backstage. Like this is it. It's like the situation there is almost like Piper's Pit or any talking show. Like whether it was Chris Jericho or the Tipping Edge or whichever one, Christian's Peep Show. It was always a situation where you knew something was about to go down. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And this is what it's like for them. It's like something's always about to go down. There's always going to be a fight, as you said. They all hate each other. And it makes it believable as well because obviously we know in an environment full of competitive people, there's going to be people who don't like people. So it's definitely a step in the right direction and clearly entertaining as well, showing the talents of these women. And yeah, I think it's brilliant.
Mhm. Definitely digging Cora Jade's new look and attitude. Yeah, it's very entertaining. But we're looking at the tip to top of that women's roster sits Lyra Valkyria, who of course should be Blair Davenport, who is another very interesting character. What's your thoughts on Lyra?
Yeah, I think she's good. You know what I'm saying? She obviously beat Becky Lynch to get the NXT Women's title. She's defending it at every person who's challenged her, and yeah, I think she's doing a good run so far. At first I kind of questioned it, but now I'm like, no, actually, you know what? She's got what it takes, and she carries the title well. She carries herself well. She's good at speaking. She's good at doing promos. She's good at backstage stuff, in which case there's another interesting little story there going on with her. Yeah, I think she's great.
I mean, I agree with everything you said. However, I'm just still feel like I need to see more. I look up and down on that roster of like great women, and I'm not sure like that this is the person who I fully invest in as being the champion. Yeah.
Mm.
I did with Tiffany, I did with even Roxanne. I just feel
Yeah,
like Lyra like needs to show us more other than like, the fact that she beat Becky Lynch and everything. That's not like again necessarily Lyra's fault. That's more that they need to have more of a character than someone who wins matches. You get what I
it's
mean?
funny,
Yeah.
it's funny you say Roxy because Lyra's run kind of reminds me of Roxy's, whereas with every match she's just getting better and better. I only expect her next match to be just as good as her title defense against Davenport. But yeah, she is getting better and better. And this is the thing: when you beat someone like Becky, don't think it makes sense to have a short title run. You know, obviously she's gonna hold it for a while, but it also makes you think, just like how you said with the world heavyweight title, it's capable that anyone at any given time could beat this person. It's just a matter of when and who. And it kind of makes you scout the rest of the women's division because at this point, anyone and everyone, Lash's legend could get a push, and she would be capable of beating someone like Clara and becoming women's champion. It's anybody's game right now.
Mhm.
Um,
I
and
mean, I
yeah,
would say that Blair Davenport was actually a great candidate to take the title off her. She didn't get it done. I mean, but like she's an excellent heel. And
yeah,
again, this is the difference between her and Lyra for me. Yeah, I could see the character work. Yeah,
yeah,
and like I just feel what you probably need for Lyra to send her over the edge. Give her a bit more to do. Yeah, let's get to know her. Yeah, a bit more because again, like she's an excellent wrestler, excellent talent and everything, but she's
yeah,
suffering from the same type of thing that I think that Chris Statlander suffered from. Yeah, whereas you're a good wrestler, you're a good champion. I like your look and everything, but again, what are you doing? Yeah, you're just coming out, you're winning matches. All right, that's good and all, but where's the character? Yeah, where's the character work? I look at
this is the
Cora Jade, I see a character. I look at Blair Davenport, I see character. Yeah, I look at even Kiana Ladi and what's
yeah.
the other lady's name? Her partner,
Oh, she's a new
Lola.
one.
Lola. Yeah, yeah. I look at those two. I see characters. With Lyra, I see an excellent wrestler, but don't like make it so she's just like someone. I'd not to throw shade at her, but kind of on the same path as Tegan Knox, whereas you're a brilliant wrestler, you come out and everything, but that is you. That's where your character starts and
The
ends.
character is rather bland. Yeah, no, I understand. You know what though? Yeah, that is. I agree with what you're saying there, and also I will add that when she was backstage, there's been this kind of stalker or this mysterious person who's been following her sort of thing,
Mhm.
and there was a little segment backstage on New Year's Eve where Lyra was on one of the transport trunk cases, and then this creepy girl just came out of nowhere and was saying, "Oh yeah, like you're still NXT Women's Champion. So
Oh, that Beano looking girl.
as long as you're champion, then everything's good in the world." And I think something's gonna become of this.
Mhm.
So hopefully we might start to see a little bit of character come out of Lyra now. Maybe a dark side, or maybe a very interesting story where maybe this is how she loses that title, so it brings out a darker side to Lyra. Who knows? But
Mhm.
hopefully, this is the start of an incredible character build.
Well, someone who I do feel has had that development that we're talking about here and has shown a bit of a more edgy, darker, badass side, that's Roxanne Perez. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Again, like Booker T cracks me up, man. Like, like again, I loved it, when Victor's called him out, like, why are you smiling? When she punched the girl in the face.
yeah,
She got herself disqualified, man. Yeah.
yeah,
And like I said, that's a nice little edge. We're doing the crazy little Latino girl thing, it? Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, why not, man? It's working.
Oh,
And just
definitely.
keep up the good work.
Well, all I've got to say is that it worked previously with someone else, so
Yeah.
you know,
A certain person's wife who actually
and it
might be back soon.
and it's kind of played out perfectly. It didn't. It's not rushed. It's not like. Do you see what I'm saying? Because Roxy didn't start like that. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, recently with her experience and her road and her journey, it's caused her now to just kind of snap a little bit. And yeah, I think it's very interesting what we're going to see from Roxanne Perez. in the
Mhm.
future. But it's definitely going to be an interesting 2024 with Roxanne, definitely.
Yeah. What I would say though, with some of
I
these
like it.
people, like Roxanne, don't rush to send her up to the main roster like so quickly.
No,
Yeah, because again, she is like fits the role of babyface. Yeah, and I don't want her to come on the main roster and they be utilizing her like Shotzi and
mm,
Tegan and just like again people that are there. You forget about them and all of a sudden they're thrust into some big role and we're supposed to care, but we don't because you haven't made us. So like just take your time in it, yeah, like WWE. Yeah, and just chill, man. Yeah, but like what you're saying though, you actually are 100% correct. Her,
oh,
her build was slow, yeah, and I guess like they could be doing the same with Lyra, yeah,
you
bringing
know
out
what?
that character week by week.
I just had an epiphany, you know. So I just said that that Roxanne Perez reminds me of a certain person, right? So she gets the call up to one of the flagship shows, or even still on NXT, you know, where she kind of turns into the crazy girl, and then obviously she's going around beating up everyone, and no one can't seem to stop her until we see the reappearance of a certain somebody. And for me, you know what? That would be an interesting rivalry. Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee.
Hmm, that would, but to be honest, man, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing them two as partners. Throwing Cora Jade in there as well. You got a nice little stable.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That would definitely make interesting times. Definitely, yeah.
All right. So finally up we had the LWO Sans Dragon Lee because I think he's out with injury as well. Taking on the no quarter catch crew. Drew Gulak, Miles Bourne, and Damian Kemp.
It was a great match, obviously, with the surprise appearance of Carlito.
Hmm.
Um, it
Did you
was,
see that amazing move that Walking Wild did?
yeah, the
That
one where they
bounce
launched him up,
onto
the one where they launched him
yes,
up the entrance.
that
Yes,
was amazing.
I ain't never seen a man like, you know, Rey
Get that
Mysterio
hype.
must have been. Rey Mysterio must have sat back in his seat like, whoa, like, you know, because that was something. It was amazing. It was
That
amazing. It's a highlight reel. I think that was going to last for a very long time because that was very impressive. I've never seen a guy launch like that off the middle rope, almost halfway up the entrance ramp like that. Crazy.
absolutely outstanding. And Cruz, man, I
Yeah,
don't want to be harsh on you, yeah, but come on, man, you're looking like the Genetti of the group right about now, man, because working wild, this man has to have a future. But we say
he,
that then, and like they haven't really done anything with Montez Ford in a single run. Yeah,
yeah,
at many times people thought that he was going to be the guy. Hey, maybe he still will. Maybe Walking Wild will. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it was a very nice surprise for Carlito to come. That's how you make everyone happy. Yeah, Dragon Lee wasn't there, so you replaced him with someone. Yeah, who want to see. AEW take notes in it, yeah, like this is the type of thing you should have done with Swerve and Keith Lee, but I digress.
for me, I think like that, you know, that super springboard. I think that was the oh my gosh moment of the night for New Year's Eve because that
Definitely.
was something else. You know what? I can see many memes coming from that. You know, I can just see it going viral.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it deserves to. It deserves to. Yeah. Hey, oh, we'll be remiss to like mention we see like the great KO show up at the end. That was a nice surprise.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
and
trick
what
reveal.
Grayson's ass. Like I said, if you just need to keep doing these things with WWE. If we think we're gonna get a nice little surprise like KO that show up, that's a reason to tune into NXT, man.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you know what? There was a certain part, yeah, when Carmelo came out, I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
no,
they're
no,
getting ready
no,
to turn
don't
him already.
tell me, like, please. And he told him not to come out as well, right? And he still comes out. Um, and then there was a moment where it was just like, oh no, I know where this is gonna go. He's gonna lose, you know what I'm saying? And then like, but then at the same time, could that be the start of this rivalry? Is it finally happening? Because it, you wouldn't obviously want that to happen to someone like Trick. Like obviously that would be. I could just hear the whimper from the crowd if that were to happen, and the boos that that Grayson Waller would have got. So to some degree, it actually would have been interesting, but at the same time, it probably ain't the right time to do this right now. Whilst this guy is on fire, you keep him on fire. You know what I mean? And even at that point where I thought he was gonna lose, I just hear the commentators like, what's going on? And Grayson Wall is there, yeah. And as soon as he turns around, man, such a feel good moment for me. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then obviously Trick, puts his move on, retains his number one contendership for the NXT championship. Yeah, was definitely, very, very, very entertaining and interesting for me. That was definitely.
Yeah. Once again, shout out to Booker T, man, for making Trick Williams' entrance just over the edge, like just like Prince Nana did for Swerve, pushing that entrance over the edge. Yo, Booker, you've done it for Trick here,
Yep,
man. Your little ad libs. Yep,
I like
that's
it.
right. I like
Uh-huh.
it.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's not gonna be the same when Trick goes to the main roster and we don't have that.
This
Like
is
I hope
this is
they
this is this is it,
superimpose
man.
Booker's voice like into the entrance.
This is it, like, and I said to myself, how could they continue that? Yeah, and the only way I could see that happening is if when he's coming down on his Titantron whilst
Yeah,
his
yeah.
video is playing, the what
They have
comes up,
the
the
ad
yeah
libs.
comes up, the aha, and then the crowd participate in it.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would probably be a cool thing because you know what's funny? It's almost like I can't hear that song without hearing Booker T's ad lib on it now.
But
And I
at the
think it
same
was a
time, though, the fact that like he has the whole industry really using whoop that trick, yeah, for like different matches. Matches ain't got nothing to do with Trick Williams, but it's such a catchy line. I feel
oh
it'd be
yeah,
all right either way, innit? Yeah, but that
oh
what
yeah.
that trick, hey,
And he even came out with a very catchy T-shirt, yeah, with almost a little homage to a Hall of Famer. Trick has a new T-shirt saying "Tricking ain't easy,"
oh, that's cool.
and it looks cool, man. I think that's another T-shirt in my most wanted collection, and yeah, it's definitely a good look, you know, definitely a good
Okay,
look.
well, that sounds all great and auspicious. Okay, so yeah, what's your thoughts and ratings on NXT New Year's Evil overall?
Yeah, had some interesting points in it from beginning to end. Obviously, it was unfortunate we didn't get the main event we all wanted to see, but at the same time, maybe this is a work. Maybe there is a bigger picture here that we aren't seeing, but we'll reveal, on the road to WrestleMania and NXT's pay-per-view on that week. It just makes it interesting. Um, I out of five, I think I'd give it a 3.5 uh, rating, which I think is fair because it didn't make me jump out my seat, but it was definitely entertaining. Um, and even with the main event that they had with Trick Williams versus Grayson Waller, it did at one point make me believe that it was possible that Trick was going to lose. And I was like, oh my God, I can only imagine how that felt. And from you can tell a story like that and make it so believable. That's what makes it worthy of a 3.5 for me. How about you,
Mhm.
man, big tone guy?
It's a very. I thought it was a good show. I was entertained. I wouldn't say it did anything special for me to elevate it more than 3 stars, but that's a good rating, yeah, for a good show. So yeah,
No,
I'm gonna
definitely.
go with 3 stars.
Definitely. The 0.5 I gave was because of that part where I thought at one point Trick was gonna lose. Like I truly believed it. Like, and
Look,
that
if
I
you're
was impressed with
entertained,
that.
you done did something good,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's all we can
It
hope
was.
for watching
They
this show.
didn't make it. They didn't make it predictable, and I love that. So yeah, overall good show, man.
All right. So we're gonna bring this to a close. Yeah, like, subscribe, do all of that, comment and everything. And yeah, we're gonna be having a few more videos come out this week as well. Yeah, we'll post those links in the descriptions. Thank you, everyone. And as always, I'm Big Tone, out the zone.
And I am the ultimate finesser, Simsy, saying peace out, happy new year, and have a great night or
Brilliant.
day.
Peace.
Peace.
This is D'Lo Brown. You better recognize this. The only podcast I pay attention to is the Ministry of Wrestling. Believe that.